Welcome everybody into another daily recap. As usual, we're going to see the price action of today on gold, Bitcoin and GJ. Today is of course the 11th of November. Let's start with gold. The morning analysis, we were around 1855. We were expecting either and waiting for sells below 152 key level, which we actually never got, and we were looking for buys above 155.5, and as you can see, it played out. We were looking for rejections at these kind of body highs, but we actually got them after going like 20 pips above for a full retracement to the same price point and another bounce. I don't think we got some buys above 1862, which played out for like 40 pips. And as you can see, of course, these deeper pullbacks, of course, were not valid. We never got this price action. What we got was this one. Let's see on the lower time frame here. There you go. As you can see, okay, no, where is it? Okay, I need my key levels. Okay. There you go. So as you can see, in the morning we were looking for buys. We were around here at the time of the analysis. We were looking for safe buys above this key level, which I actually got an entry here right before London Open closed at 10 pips because I wanted to avoid the pullback of London Open. I could have got an entry here, which I explained in the video. Yes, in the video of the trade ID analysis on gold. Here, much better entry. You identify that you are in a bullish trend. You break and fail to break below 152 flat, and what you see is such a nice bullish action. Make a new higher low. We are still very coherent with a trend line, possible trend line. Break and retest. London Open makes a lower wick and multiple failure to close below. After that, just like 60-70 pips, even 80 to the next PSA. This was the PSA, and I was looking for sells around here, but as you can see, price was going too many times above this level. So you either find a candle setup for buys above this level, which would have given you those 30 pips, and we're going to see now afterwards if we had some buy opportunity. Let me just see that we were in a range slightly below, slightly above, so I don't know if I would have taken any entry unless there was some good entry over there. Huge correction. This time we have a break and a retest, so we see the rejection here, bearish action. We see a break and a high risk reward entry possibly here, break and retest on the opposite side, on the bearish side, for a full correction, so from 62 to 55, basically 70 pips. You see another block being created here. Is New York Open. You have a sort of, let's say, flat candle body support, but price is creating a sort of floor and a sort of top. So you can either take some high risk reward buys here, or a break and a retest of this level. I think there was also some entry over there above the level, but this was clearly already after the break and retest, possibility of buys here. to reach at least the same previous highs. After that, there's nothing much more to say. As you can see, this exact price action repeated itself through the day, and we're going to see now. If also the other feed is having this one. Yeah, exactly. So it's just this feed, which is not good at the end of the day. And we're going to see on Bitcoin, we were expecting this price action into these levels. We never got to those 64 flat buys. What we got was identifying the PPLs and identifying intermediate price sensitivity areas. Let's see if we created something over here already, which is 750. There you go, around that. Right. There you go. We were looking for either buys above this price action and we never got them, or rejection, which we actually got. Almost not a single candle body closed above this PSA, of course not a single candle body closed below. So let's jump into the lower time frame, and as you can see here, let me just remove this one here. There you go. Now we had 64,750, which was of course a PPL. 64,750. As you can see, look how many reactions it gave. And this, I don't know if I talked about it, we're going to talk about later. There was a nice trade idea exactly here with this PPL. So of course at the time it was still not a pre-planned price sensitivity area, but it's a PPL, and you know that I trade the PPLs. We have a little dip below, break, retest, candle setup, and then just bullish move. As you can see here, tack, and this was more or less 80 pips. Very, very slow correction. We identify that there's a bearish trend because we have multiple closures to break again above. We have another retap, and we have a last retap and sells to exactly the same level. Order block being created, a little bit deep below. We are in New York, and the new 4-hour candle, double bottom, and I don't know if we have any candle setup here, but again, break and retest. Yeah, 65,500, as you can see, played out as a strong resistance, and after that, price was just into this range. This is like a 50-60 pips range, so it's very large. You can take advantage of it. I think there was also something here, exactly like this morning, a dip below, break and retest, or much safer here. And we're going to see now in the details. Okay, last but not least, before going into the details of the 1 minute, is GJ. GJ, as expected, was very bearish because from the start, from the early morning, we were looking for, we never got above 153. So all these trade ideas were of course invalid. And what the price action is telling you, that there was only bearish action below 152,800, or even below those previous lows over here. So if you go on the 1 minute, we have this price action that was from the Asian session, which is not, this one it was yesterday. So, yes, so even as you can see, all this price action, you come into the morning and you have it, you see it, okay, like this, So okay, what we see is multiple rejections of this PPL. This was very not, there was no candle setup, so I'm not considering as a trade idea playing out, but as you can see, bearish action, a bounce, failure to make new highs, and look where it is reacting, exactly at these previous lows. Let me just remove it. You have these previous lows. This, you can say that is a PSA, so it's an area over here where all these price reacted, and you have another rejection with price failing to make new highs, and then just moving bearish, break and retest of these 152,800, break and retest of 152,600, and 20 pips below. These entries I already explained them, this one and this one, I think, in the dedicated video. I'm not going to explain it again. We have some bounce, yes, multiple bounces from the same PSA, some bullish price action, but as you can see, still failing to make into new highs, falling even shorter. No, why you do that? Yeah, but is that okay? Still falling short and failing to make new highs. Start identifying from here a trend line, and you will see that all the prices connect over there. Break and retest again to revisit those previous lows. So you have bearish action here. You have a bounce, bounce again from the same level, this time falling even shorter, really having a hard time closing above 152,800, and again the bearish trend continues till here, makes a new lower high, and as you can see, lower high, we are wedging against the 152,500, and finally we have a break and a retest. There is not much volume left, but 500, 400 is still 10 pips, but you have many opportunities through the day with all this bearish price action. So okay, I wanted to see on gold here, no candle setup from my side. I wanted to see the break and retest. Here, I risk, I reward. You already know where to enter. Exactly here. More than 50 pips. No drawdown. London open, New York open. We see identify the order block. You can either, this is very nice, but I think it's too high. Yeah, 20 pips is, if you give 15 pips, is we're too high from the key level. Yes, it's kind of messy here, I'm not gonna lie. No, not really interesting, but if you look for safer buys, you had your opportunity here 30 pips, easy. And again, this time if you're coming from, you don't have clean price action on the left hand side, you have recent rejections, so not looking for entries. You might have entered here if you wanted, but as again you have to look here. I mean, you are selling against this price action, so it's not really nice. And as you can see, it played out nicely as a support again, and after that we are just closing over there. On Bitcoin, I wanted to see, so this one I showed you already. On my feed, this candle has a wick that goes to the PPL and is a perfect entry. Right here, it's perfect for like 60 or more pips. Possibly an entry here again. We have this PSA, but we are very high from the PPL, so not really liking a lot. It's like 20 pips. This one the same. We have too many rejections for an entry, and what we were looking for was sells, the rejection. We have a nice high risk, high reward, but still no confirmation. Here, no confirmation. Ranging, prices ranging. We identify a level of support. So I think the only really nice entry would have been around here. Either on a live candle or at candle close. 15 pips is well above these previous highs, and you get to over 36 pips in a few minutes. You see another block being created and another attempt at the same kind of setup, same PSA, and there you go, 15 pips. Even is very good, and in this case you get to almost 45 pips with here. Do you get to, these are 30 pips? Yeah, you get to your partials, so you risk to get out at break even for the 20% right before going below. But if you go out at break even, look at this candle, how nice it is. 25, 28 pips. And again, look, all these candles are all signaling strength from sellers in trend, so you're not trying to catch anything different, and you get 45 pips. After that, I was looking for here, no real candle setup for me to enter buys. Nope. No sell setup as well. This one was a nice buy setup. Okay, a buy setup, 15 pips. You have a lot of space and you have a lot of range. There you go, 45 pips. Pretty easily. This candle, of course. This one is good. If you close with a nicer body, would have been perfect. This one is a nice one, but it's too far. top wick and closing below. 28 pips and no buy setup over here. Okay guys, this is it. See you tomorrow.